It finally happened. President Donald J. Trump didn't just win the shutdown fight, he memed the Democrats into total humiliation, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't a policy debate. This was a digital beatdown. One AI-generated sombrero, one 15-second clip, and boom, the entire Democrat media machine imploded on live television. Hakeem Jeffries, he called it racist. Chuck Schumer called it unpresidential, but the American people, they called it hilarious because for once, somebody fought back with humor, not hypocrisy, and the meltdown that followed, this exposed everything that they've been hiding behind their serious leadership masks. So today I want to go and break down how President Trump's viral sombrero meme address flipped the shutdown narrative, sent CNN into a tailspin, and left Chuck Schumer begging for political oxygen while Hakeem Jeffries melted down on camera. Guys, when you seen what came after the meme went viral, you're going to understand why October 8th will go down as the day that President Trump's meme war officially crushed the Democrat establishment once and for all. Hit the like button, subscribe. Now, it started like a joke, literally. The government was half shut. The networks were in panic mode, and President Donald J. Trump, he drops a 15-second clip from the Oval Office saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, the sombrero memes will continue." Cue the mariachi horns, cue the meltdown. Within minutes, the internet ignites. Millions of shares, half the country is laughing, half the media is clutching their pearls. But here's what nobody in Washington understood. Trump just changed the battlefield. So while they're obsessed over continuing resolutions and CRs and budget riders and all this other hoopla, he turned the entire shutdown into a meme war. And humor crushed hysteria. Guys, he didn't argue policy. He rewrote the emotional script. One sombrero, one smirk, and the whole establishment looked small. I mean, how did 15 seconds break every rule of political communication and still win? Yeah, that's the question that the Democrats cannot answer because the moment that clip hit CNN, the outrage factory, it went into overdrive. Anchors called it juvenile, racist, beneath the presidency. The View ran 3 segments calling it offensive to our democracy, and yet each segment replayed the meme over and over again. Every condemnation became free advertisement. So by noon the next day, hashtag SombreroGate was trending above hashtag government shutdown. The more they screamed, the faster it spread. Now, what they didn't realize, though, was that the mockery, this is oxygen online. I mean, the algorithm feeds on emotion, not approval. So while pundits wagged their fingers, Trump's post racked up hundreds of millions of views, okay? Now, the establishment tried to shame the joke out of existence, but they failed. Instead, they made it immortal. So when the left demanded silence, America just kept laughing. And so when was the last time that your insurance company called to check on you? Not to sell you, but to just say, "Hey, how you doing today? Is everything okay? How are you feeling?" Probably never, right? This is because they don't see you as a friend. They see you as profit. They see you as a number. This is why I partnered with Chapter. Their advisors listen, they ask questions, and they treat you like family. Mark King told us, "It felt like talking to a person. It felt like talking to someone who genuinely cared about me, not their commission." So let me ask, do you want to keep just being a number to your insurer, or are you going to do what most people already are, working with someone who treats you like a friend? Now, most people, they're dialing the phone number right there at the bottom of your screen, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron. That phone number is 909-563-8279. So then came the photo. This is an AI image. Hakeem Jeffries, House Democrat leader wearing a full sombrero and a fake mustache. Drop a funny emoji, drop a laughing emoji down below if you guys have seen this and actually thought it was legitimately funny, right? Instant wildfire. Within minutes, the left called it racist, dangerous, deep fake propaganda. Jeffries went on CNN fuming. Dude was so mad, calling President Trump unhinged, unreasonable, and unfit for office. But the more he scolded, the funnier it got. Clips of his meltdown flooded TikTok. Everyone's making fun of Hakeem Jeffries, spliced next to Trump's grin. People weren't laughing at immigrants or anyone's culture. No, they're laughing at the performative outrage. Every time Hakeem Jeffries tried to sound presidential, the internet responded with maracas and confetti. Guys, this is Temu Obama. This is Walmart Obama going out here, guys. His attempt at dignity only made the meme even stronger. So that's the cruel irony of the digital age. The harder you try to cancel the joke, the louder the laughter gets. So all it does is backfire. Anyway, so while Jeffries was out here melting down, Chuck Schumer, he tried to step in as the adult in the room. Big mistake. This was the worst thing he could have done. Reporters immediately dug up his own March 2025 interview. This is the one where his own party called him an enemy of democracy for conspiring with Trump to reopen the government the last time. So when Chuck Schumer preached serious leadership, America saw hypocrisy on full display. He wasn't leading. He was basically reacting, scrambling to try to protect his image while the meme storm turned into this punchline. So even his allies whispered that he had lost control of the narrative. First, mocked by Trump, then contradicted by his own words. His own words, guys. Chuck Schumer looked like a man cornered by his past. The sombreros saga didn't just humiliate Jeffries, it blew the cover off of Chuck Schumer's double talk live and unfiltered. That's right, guys. So that's Jeffries and Schumer's on the ropes. But now wait until you hear what happened when the fact checkers and CNN tried to debunk the meme and ended up kind of fueling it even more. So now this is really where it gets absolutely hilarious, okay? So the so-called fact checkers, they thought that they could save the day. CNN rushed to label Trump's post misleading, as they always do. MSNBC flashed these red banners screaming AI racism. The Associated Press even issued a correction for a joke. What? And then what happened? Engagement went nuclear. Every warning label drove the algorithm even higher. That clip, that really should have died in about 12 hours. Oh, it became a global talking point in like 12 minutes. It just went supernova across the world. They thought that they were discrediting Trump, but all they did was amplify him. And here's the kicker. Those little context added tags under the meme, they look like endorsements. They turned every viewer into a rebel clicking because they weren't supposed to. They called it misinformation, and then they handed it even more clicks than the White House press office could dream of. So then came the bigger question. Was it real or was it AI? Well, the left screamed deep fake, demanding new censorship laws, but guess what? Conservatives, they saw the game immediately. This wasn't about technology. This was about control. Elon Musk, guys, even chimed in saying the panic over memes was just the latest excuse to silence free speech. Think about that. They're not mad at the pixels. They're mad that the internet no longer belongs to them, and Elon Musk just called them out for it. So this is why the so-called deepfake crisis became the new battlefield. Because if they can label humor as false, they can label truth as false also. You see what I'm saying? This is where it gets really dangerous. And that's the whole fight right now. This is what this whole fight is really about. Who gets to decide what's real in America? And so today the answer was very clear. The people decided, not the press. All right, so the fact checkers fumbled, the deep fake panic backfired. But wait until you hear what was really going on behind closed doors in Congress while all of this chaos exploded online. So while America laughed, Washington was burning. Behind the memes, the real battle was the money. $1.5 trillion in new Democrat spending demands. President Trump said no. He told them, we'll reopen government when you stop treating taxpayers like an ATM. That is when the cameras caught the moment. Chuck Schumer slamming his folder, Hakeem Jeffries storming out, staffers whispering, he's actually doing it. Trump called their bluff. And for the first time in decades, a Republican president refused to bend under the threat of bad press. He didn't hide behind committees or excuses. He just stood there and said, no, that's it. There's nothing else to say. No. That is why they were furious, guys, because he broke their favorite weapon, fear of the narrative. And when that collapsed, so did their leverage. By day 3, the House had the upper hand. Republican surrogates flooded social media with one phrase, the Schumer shutdown. That label spread faster than any press release ever could. Every influencer, every meme page, every digital patriot, it repeated it until it trended above hashtag government shutdown. The genius wasn't just the words, it was the timing of it. Trump's meme dropped first, the laughter came next, and the blame shifted last. So by the weekend, even independents, they were calling it Schumer's mess. The Democrats had started the fight to look tough, but Trump's humor made them look helpless. That was the moment that their communications war imploded, when a hashtag beat an entire media machine. The meme wasn't a distraction, it was the message. So now the shutdown narrative's flipped. Schumer's spinning and Trump is smiling. But it's now about to get even wilder. Why? Because the MAGA meme army just joined the fight. And so this is when the floodgates open, guys. Once Trump's sombrero meme address hit critical mass, the MAGA meme army went to work. Overnight, thousands of creators on TikTok, X, Truth Social, they started remixing it. You had mariachi versions, 8-bit game parodies, even one unedited over Biden mumbling through a teleprompter. Guys, this was a digital stampede, unstoppable, hilarious, and just totally grassroots. So for every CNN lecture, 10 new memes were born. And that's the secret sauce of this movement. Decentralized power. Kind of like crypto. No handlers, no corporate scripts, just ordinary Americans turning frustration into creativity. I love it. And so the left, they had their talking points, sure. But Trump supporters had punchlines. And in a culture that's ruled by attention, punchlines win every single time. This is what the establishment still just doesn't get. Humor is political kryptonite for them. So meanwhile, over in California, Gavin Newsom thought that he would go ahead and join the trend. He posted a clip mocking Trump, glasses, taco emoji, cringe music, trying to fight memes with memes. Oh, it backfired instantly. Progressives loved it, but party insiders panicked. Chuck Schumer's office reportedly told him to knock it off because it made the Democrats look unserious. I mean, you could almost feel the split happening in real time. Half the left wanted to copy Trump's playbook, but the other half wanted to pretend like they were still the adults in the room. But here's the truth. When your opposition starts imitating your strategy, you've already won. And so when the left starts speaking the language of the memes, they're not leading anymore. They're following. And Trump, he wrote the dictionary. So, all right, guys. So the MAGA meme army is rewriting politics, and even Newsom can't resist copying Trump's moves. But wait until you see how Chuck Schumer, he tried to pivot away from total collapse and ended up trapping himself even deeper. So when Schumer realized the Schumer Shutdown label had stuck, he panicked, of course. His team needed a distraction fast. So what do? Suddenly, out of nowhere, the shutdown wasn't about spending anymore. It was about healthcare. So he goes on camera saying Republicans are abandoning Americans' medical needs. But insiders leaked the truth. This wasn't a moral stand. This was a poll-tested pivot. This is a classic red herring designed to shift headlines and to rally his far-left base. Now, GOP staffers, they even shared memos proving it. They knew Chuck Schumer was buying time, that he was hoping that the outrage would drown out humiliation, but it didn't work. The public saw right through it. The public is a lot smarter today, guys. They can't sleep on us. Every new speech about healthcare crisis just sounded more desperate than the last because nobody forgets who locked the doors first. Schumer did, and no meme could save him from that. So while Democrats scrambled to change the subject, Republicans just kept it simple. Reopen the government. No strings attached. Speaker Mike Johnson, he called it fiscal sanity. J.D. Vance called it grown-up politics. Even moderate voters nodded in agreement. For once, the GOP didn't take the bait. No angry filibusters, no press tantrums, just calm, methodical resolve. And President Trump, standing at the podium, made it crystal clear. You don't fix a shutdown by printing money. It was strength and simplicity rolled into one message. And that's what Democrats couldn't counter because they had confusion, not conviction. While Schumer tried to sound serious, Trump looked serious. And in politics, perception is power. This is why this fight, it was never about policy. It was about control. And Trump never gave an inch. All right, so now the Democrats are out of excuses. Republicans now have the upper hand, and the public is seeing through every talking point. So let's look at what happened next. Because when the polls flipped, the backlash exploded and humiliation turned permanent. So by the second week, something happened that even CNN couldn't spin. The polls flipped. Independent voters started siding with President Trump. Why? Because they saw the shutdown not as chaos, but as comedy. Trump's humor made Washington look ridiculous, and for the first time, people actually enjoyed politics again. Outrage fatigue set in. The American people, they were done with the fake pearl clutching and the elite tantrums. They wanted leadership that laughed in the face of hypocrisy. Commentators started calling it the Trump effect, the ability to turn attacks into applause and mockery into momentum. And every meme that went viral just made him look stronger and stronger, not smaller. The left still just doesn't understand this. And in the attention economy, whoever controls the laughter controls the nation. That's pretty much how it works. Meanwhile, back on Capitol Hill, the humiliation was complete. Schumer, once the confident strategist, was visibly shaken. He avoided the cameras, canceled press briefings, and looked like a man counting down his career in real time. Hakeem Jeffries, aka Temu Obama, Walmart Obama, he tried one last press appearance claiming Trump's memes threatened democracy. But the sound tech forgot to mute the audience microphones. All you could hear was the laughter, people laughing at him. The shutdown ended, it just ended on Trump's terms. Bottom line, the Democrats' moral high ground, gone, deleted. The optics, devastating. 2 weeks of outrage, fact checks, and finger pointing, all erased by a 15-second joke. Schumer, he walked away wounded. Jeffries walked away mocked, and Trump walked away undefeated. In Washington's long history of shutdowns, none had ever ended with one side laughing this hard. All right, so that was a collapse. But what happened after the dust settled is what really matters, because the ripple effects of this meme war reached straight into 2028. So here we are, guys, October 2025. The government's open, the markets are steady. President Donald J. Trump just proved that a meme can move mountains faster than a Senate vote. The aftermath, Democrats are fractured. The media's credibility is hanging by a thread, and the old political playbook is officially dead. Because the sombrero meme war didn't just humiliate the left, it rewrote how politics works in the digital age. J.D. Vance, he's already echoing Trump's strategy, warning that the very next election won't be won by lobbyists or donors. It's going to be won by whoever connects with the people. And right now, that connection belongs to the America First movement. This was never about a joke. It was about power, culture, emotional and spiritual. The people took it back. You can mock the memes, but you can't stop the movement, because once humor breaks fear, truth breaks through. And in this new era, laughter isn't weakness, it is resistance. So if you're tired of the lies, if you're tired of the BS, if you're proud to see a president who fights with both strength and wit, share this video. Let them know that the American people are done being lectured, we're done being shamed, and we're ready to keep laughing all the way to 2028. Like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below.